Hello and welcome to NBA Talk with Jordan Valdez. First thing we're going to do is today's matchups as always. Our first matchup is Antawn Jamison versus Blake Griffin. And you may be going like, what right now? But alright, I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this, but in my mind, Blake Griffin is overrated, and I'll tell you why. What can he do really well? I'll tell you what he can do really well. He can dunk really well. He can receive alley-oop passes really well. That's about it. What else can the guy do that's that special other than just dunk? He's like, okay, you see people like Josh Smith who can dunk really well, and LeBron James who can dunk really well, but they have other assets too. Josh Smith is a great defender. He blocks a lot of shots. LeBron James is one of the best players in the NBA. He can shoot, he can drive, he can pass, but all Blake Griffin can do is dunk. And so that's why I'm comparing him to somebody like Antawn Jamison, who actually, in my mind, is more versatile than Blake Griffin. They both play the same position. Blake Griffin's a power forward. Antawn Jamison's also a power forward, but Antawn can play small forward as well. Antawn is playing for Cleveland right now. He played for Cleveland for part of last year as well. He was traded from the Wizards to the Cavs last year, and but this season he played with the Cavs as well. Obviously, last season he played with LeBron James, who we were just talking about. But this season, obviously, LeBron's down in Miami, so he's not playing with LeBron, but he is playing with Blake Griffin's former teammate, Baron Davis, who was traded to the Cavs for Mo Williams earlier this season. Antawn Jamison he's a good shooter. He's one of those players that's not great at anything, but he's good at everything. And that's why I like him. I'm going to give this matchup to Antawn Jamison because Blake Griffin, yeah, as I said before, he doesn't have that many skills other than he can dunk. And how far does that get you, honestly? It doesn't. Our next matchup is Hedo Turkoglu versus Grant Hill. Hedo Turkoglu is the starting small forward for the Orlando Magic. He can also play power forward. Grant Hill is the starting small forward for the Phoenix Suns. Grant Hill is obviously a lot older than Hedo Turkoglu. He was drafted in '94, I believe. Won Rookie of the Year that year. Co-Rookie of the Year honors, actually, I believe, with Jason Kidd. And he's been a great player in the NBA. He really has. But and then you got Hedo. He's bounced around from so many teams as of late. When Magic made it to the finals a couple of years ago, they lost to the Lakers, obviously. But when the Magic made it to the finals, he was on that team. Then he was with the Toronto Raptors last season. Then he started off this season with the Phoenix Suns. That didn't last long. He was traded back to the Magic this year, where he is now. He's a pretty good player. Grant Hill is getting old. So Hedo Turkoglu is younger, which means that obviously if you were doing a fantasy draft or something, and you were no, not a fantasy draft, my bad. If you're starting a franchise, if you were starting a franchise and you got to take a player from every team, you would take Hedo over Grant Hill probably, because Grant Hill's not going to be in the league that long, and if you want to start a franchise that's going to last long, you don't want to have somebody you don't want to base it off somebody who's going to retire in a couple years. So that's really not worth it. Hedo's a good 3-point shooter. He can rebound some. He's like I said, he's a power forward too. He hustles. I like him, but I'm gonna give this matchup to Grant Hill just because he's had the better career. Hito's a good player. I like Hito a lot, but Grant Hill has had the better career, I think. So I'm gonna give that matchup to Grant Hill. Next thing we're gonna talk about is some NBA headlines, like we sometimes have here on NBA Talk. Um, 250,000 people are expected for the Dallas Mavericks championship parade on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Thank you for watching NBA Talk with Jordan Valdez, and I will see you next time.